Good morning, friend. You are most welcome to my YouTube channel. Your friend Mithilesh Pandey was going to discuss the poem The Road Not Taken. The Road Not Taken was a multi-splendor poem written by Robert Frost, who is an American poet. This poem was written in 1961 as the first poem in collection, Mountain Interval. The poem having a perfect rhyme scheme A B A A B. It is written on the theme of what say in the mind of people in philosophy of life and dilemma of making choice. This poem highlights the dilemma faced with making choice between available options. The poet advises the readers to choose careful because once a choice has been made, then we cannot revert back our decision. The road not taken. Please understand the line. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in undergrowth. One morning, while traveling, the poet reaches the woods. It is an autumn morning, and he sees two roads running in different directions. He couldn't decide which road he should take. The poet examines the two roads. He finds that first road bent down in undergrowth, then took the other as just as fair, and took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was a grassy and unwanted weir, though as for that passing there, had owned them really about the same. That this is so that it is less travel. Then he examines the other, and it is also grassy and untrodden. Moreover, both the roads are covered with leaves, signify that no one has walked over these roads that morning. Then took the other as just the fair, having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though, as for that passing there, had on them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in lips no step has trodden back. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on the way. I adopted if I should ever come back. The poet chooses the second road and says that he will travel down the first road on some other day. However, he also expresses his doubts as whether he should ever be able to return back here because one road leads to another. By saying the poet wants to convey that decision once taken cannot be undone. I shall be telling this with us shy, somewhere ages and ages hence, two road diverge in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the differences. The poet says that in years to come he will be telling about dilemma to other with a sigh. I can be sigh of relief that he has taken the correct road, or it can be a sigh of regret because of a wrong decision made. Whatever the result, the poet is aware that his choice will affect his future life significantly. The poet wants to convey the message that choices and decisions should be made carefully because they have serious implications on our future life. He also says that one should not hesitate to make bold and wise decisions. This poem, as you know that, written in 1961 as the first poem in collection Mountain Interval. The poem having a perfect rhyme scheme A B A B A A B is ambiguous poem that allows the reader to think about choice they make in life. Robert Frost wrote this poem for his first Edward Thomas as a joke. He considered it a very tricky poem. The Road Not Taken. The Road Not Taken. This poem is about life from perspective of a young narrator who decides to seize the day. An individual chooses the road less traveled by. The expression of doubts runs in poem from the first line until the last expression of uncertainty about choices and our natural tendency to surmise about consequences we may have to face marks the central point of poem. However, what stays in mind of the people in philosophy of life and the dilemma of making choices. The road not taken as a nostalgic commentary on life choices. Major theme of the poem. Major theme of the poem. The poem comprises certainly an perplexing situation of mind of people about what they may face when standing on the verge of making choices. It is because life is full of choices, and the choices we make define the whole course of our lives. Similarly, narrator faces situation during his travel. He finds two roads at a point where he has to choose one and must abide by his choice. He thinks he may come back one day to travel one on the other road. However, he also has feeling that his choices will be comfort him with new adventures and challenges. Though there is some regret over his choice, yet he realizes that things he has encountered and places he has visited because this path have made all different in his life. Analysis of literary device in the road not taken. The road not taken. uh, the analysis of literary devices explain the hidden meaning of literary text or a poem. The use of literary device is intended to bring richness and clarity to the text with different meaning. The road not taken by Robert Frost is also filled with important undertones with the following literary devices. Metaphor. There are many metaphors in the poem like road. In the poem like roads. Fork in the road and yellow woods. The road in the poem is metaphor of life, while the fork on the road metaphorically represents the choices we make the determined course of our life. Similarly, yellow woods are metaphor of making decisions during the hard times of a person's life. These metaphors used in this poem emphasize the importance of different decisions we make in different situations and their impacts on our lives. Imagery. Imagery is used to make the readers feel things through their five senses. The poet has used images of sense of sight such as leaves, yellow woods. These images help reader to actually perceive things they are reading. The image of road helps a reader to visualize the road, providing a navigation route to the traveler. Simile. A simile is a device used to compare things with familiar things to let the reader know it easily. There is one simile used in the second stanza, such as a just as fair. It shows how the poet has linked the road less taken to the easy way through life. Assonance. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds such as sound of A and sound of O in quick succession in though as far that passing, and in somewhere ages and ages hence. Consonants. Consonance is the repetition of consonant sounds such as they, two road diverging in a yellow wood, and t sound in though as far as passing there. Personification. Robert Frost has personified road in the third line of the second stanza. Third line of the second stanza. Because it was grassy and wanted wear, as if the road is human and that it wants to wear and tear. Last literary device is parallelism, is the use of source of word, phrases, or sentences that have similar grammatical form. Forrest has used parallelism in the poem such as "And sorry I could not travel both, and be only one traveller, long I stood, and locked down once as far as I could." To conclude the literary analysis, it can be argued that Robert Frost has beautifully used various literary devices to make the poem display multiplicity of interpretation, which has gained the poem much deserved popularity. With this argument, I would like to conclude this topic. Friends, this is your friend. I request you to like, subscribe, and share my channel. I will present with new video in my next lecture. Till then, goodbye.